I want to do a quick video that talks about blood types. The type of blood that you have is related to the antigens on the surface of your cells. You could have none, which is type O, or you could have type A antigens, which would make you type A blood. You could have type B antigens, which is type B blood. Or you could have the combination of type B and type A antigens. And in this case, your blood type would be AB. Along with these blood types comes that within your blood, there will be, in addition to the antigens that are on your blood, there will be antibodies. These are made by the immune system and they're there to recognize invaders. And the type of antibodies that you have present actually are in a way influenced by your blood, because what you don't want your antibodies to be doing is recognizing your cells as foreign. So a person with type A blood would have antibodies against a type B. And what these antibodies would be able to do in a scenario where you have blood and you have the antibodies to that blood, what will happen is these antibodies will move and they will grab on to those surface antigens that match them. And what this process causes is it causes a clumping. And that clumping is something known as agglutination. Now, normally, this clumping would happen so that these cells would sort of fall towards the surface of your blood vessel, which is where the immune cells happen to be, and the immune cells would be able to kind of gobble them up and get rid of them. However, in the case of a faulty blood perfusion, you might end up with a lot of these cells, and a lot of agglutination means that you'd basically have clots. You'd have stuff kind of clogging up your works, as it were. So a person with type A blood would have antigens against, or antibodies against type B blood. And this means that they are incompatible with type B blood or AB blood because it has that B component to it. Since O blood doesn't have any surface antigens, there's nothing for the antibodies to grab onto. So this means that this would be compatible with, of course, A blood or O. When we go to B blood would have surface antibody, or would have antibodies, that are for the surface antigens on the A cells, because those would be marked as foreign. And any A blood, be it A or AB, would result in agglutination. So B blood is incompatible with A or AB. And people with AB blood, they can't have antibodies for A because they have the A antigen. They can't have antibodies for B because they have the B antigen. So the people with type A blood or AB blood don't have any. And the people with type O blood, while they can give blood to anybody because their cells don't have anything for those antibodies to grab onto, they have antibodies for B and antibodies for A blood. So they are incompatible with A, B, and AB. They can only receive blood from type O. In addition to these surface antigens, there's an additional one, and that one determines if you're plus or minus. There's additional surface antigen, and that's called the Rh factor. And plus means you have it, and minus means you don't have it. So in this case, I'm going to put the antigens on the surface of this blood cell, and these would be in addition to whatever antigens it has from type. And since this person has it, and we'll say in this case they don't have any others, this would be blood that is O positive. How is blood type inherited? Well, the A and B alleles are dominant to O. So what this means is that someone whose phenotype is A could be AO or AA. Someone whose phenotype is B could be BO or BB. And someone whose phenotype is O can only be OO, because the only thing we see is that A or B if it's present. We only see the dominant allele. So what does this do with heritability? Well, you get 2 genes from mom and 2 genes from dad. So let's pretend that mom is type AO and dad is type AB. You're going to get A from dad, B from dad, and in this column we're going to get A from mom and O from mom. So we have one child who is type AA, one who's type AO, so 2 would look like A, one AB, and one B. Let's do another one. Now we'll make mom O, type O, and dad will be type AB. So here you get A from dad, B from dad, O from mom, and O from mom. So 2 of the kids are type A, 2 of the kids are type O. The Rh factor is similarly inherited. For the Rh phenotype, plus is dominant. So a plus means that someone could be plus plus or plus minus. And a minus means that you must be minus minus. So now let's think about the parents. And we'll say maybe mom is a plus minus, and we'll make dad a minus minus. And this means that we've got one of the kids ends up, or 2 of the kids end up plus, positive, and 2 of the kids end up negative. And since mom is Rh positive, she does not have the antibodies that would seek out that Rh antigen, and so she wouldn't have any reaction to a positive or negative fetus. However, if mom is Rh negative, then she's got to think about that RhoGAM shot because her cells will have surface, or the baby cells will have surface antigens that are recognized by mom's antibodies.